Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Nudger here. Welcome back to the Mindcrack server. It's day number 5. It's Friday. I've done it. I've done daily episodes for a week. I'm still really enjoying it. Actually, I have to say, I think this has been one of the better things I've done recently, just for the effect of really getting me kind of on task. It's putting me on the spot for really getting me going for the day. I know there's something I have to do every day, and it's usually like a snowball effect. You know, you do one thing, and the rest of the things for the day just seem a little easier. So it's been good. It's been very good. It's been 5 episodes, so the the hypeness has certainly died down, and now we can just kind of settle into the normal groove, which is fine and dandy by me. I don't have any problems with that. This is certainly not a series or a video project that, although I am a person, I must say, I am a person that is very stat heavy. I love looking at statistics. I like investigating them and looking at trends and things like that. It's never something that I don't obsess about it in like the improvement standpoint. Like, I'm not constantly scouring the stats to see what I can do better and if I'm improving and stuff like that. No, it's, where did I put my furnace? That's what it is. Oh, I have it on my bar. It's more it's more that I just am curious about it. I like seeing what is happening and how the numbers are affected and whatnot. That's one of my own little quirks, I guess. But yeah, now that we're settling into a groove, I'm digging it, I'm liking it, and I think we're gonna have a good time with this. Hopefully it's going to actually help me with some stuff. Normally I won't do a lot of progress off camera. You can see that I obviously changed out some of the stuff for our trailer. The structure is now much more like a, I would say it's much more like a Minecraft, like a village house, but really it just makes more structural sense this way. One thing that I do think I want to change is on the bottom you'll see I have a horizontal structure all the way around. Now currently I have it so that the walls, they go up, they go straight up, and then the header plate is connected into the side. I don't like that they don't match. It doesn't make a lot of sense structurally. So I think I might change that right now. Do I have any disposable blocks? Not really. I should get some dirt. Actually, I should do that. I should just go grab some dirt. Dirt is cheap. Let's see. What can I sculpt away a little bit here? And just something right here would be fine. Just smooth out the hill a little bit. I don't need much, just wanted a little bit. So yeah, I did do a little bit of off-camera stuff, and that was more so that I got up this morning and I was really feeling inspired and I wanted to get going, but I started recording much too early and my voice had not woken up yet. That's something that I deal with. I have to be awake for pretty much 4 hours. That's about the time it takes. When I've been awake for 4 hours, that's when I can actually start recording and such. I was a little too antsy there. I was a bit too antsy. Alright, I want the shovel. I could get rid of... I'll leave it on there. Let's see. I'm going to include a clip of the wolf over there. I found the wolf again. Trying to give that wolf my 2 bones. And we have something very important to do here. I believe this is the same wolf that previously decided that 2 bones was not enough. And I currently have 2 more bones. What do you say? Huh? What do you say? Wow! 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 You know what? You know what? Fine. Fine. I want to be loved anyway, jerk. It denied me again. The wolf does not love us. The wolf does not love us. We'll keep trying. I'll have to get some more bones. Alright, which way do I want to do this? Like so? Yeah, I think that's the way I want to do it. Okay. So, today's topics. Well, I already covered the one. I'm really appreciating everybody who's sticking around and enjoys the downright nearly vloggy style of these videos. That's the way it's gonna be. But today I got a lighthearted topic and a little bit of a heavier topic today as well. First up, I went down the rabbit hole of looking into garage designs and like the garage apartment style stuff that I've been looking for. It got so bad that I even signed up for a Pinterest account. Yeah, I know, Tree, it's crazy. I know, I can't believe it. I regret it. I do regret it. But it uncovered some gold. It uncovered some absolute gold in that I found a certain website that when I found it, I instantly sent it over to Kurt, who was streaming at the time. He couldn't even look at it. I was like, you need to stop what you're doing, and you need to see this, because this website, it just gave me the instant nostalgia of what websites looked like when I was in high school, which, you know, I'm talking like early 2000s. That's even earlier than that. It could even be 90s looking at this. I have it open on my second monitor right now. This website happens to have some very interesting metal building designs, including one that I really liked, actually a few that I really liked, that were garage apartments, and that's exactly the kind of situation I would like. Turns out they're way more expensive than I expected. Also turns out most of these companies won't build in Florida because of all the codes and the wind codes and whatnot, so that sucks. But somebody wanted to know pricing, and the best I could figure, most of the buildings that are, you know, pre-constructed or you construct yourself, stuff like that, they run around 20,000, and that's like unfinished. You know, I'd have to do the inside stuff myself. That's a lot of money, but it's not 120 for a regular house for sure. These seem to be running similar-ish. Yeah, I would say at the end of the day, to actually build my quote-unquote dream shop slash apartment complex thingy, not complex, but like, you know what I'm saying, it'd probably be in the $50,000 range. So that's a lot of money. That is a lot of money. I will certainly have to find something in the midterm, and that's a very future goal. That's not something that is nearly approachable for me at this point, or will be probably for years. So I'll have to figure out what the middle ground is there, how I can figure that out. But please, I will put the link in a comment below. Please take a moment of your time and look through this website that is just, it's full of so many amazing, wow, these are growing fast. So many amazing, what's the word, stock photos that have been used and manipulated and edited in in what looks like clip art. It's just full of this stuff, and it's really, really amazing. I cannot believe that this site was created in 2015. If it wasn't bad enough that they don't build in Florida, what really would make me not want one of their houses is their website. I kind of want to try panes instead of the full blocks here. How do you make panes? I don't remember. Remember panes? Yeah, it's that. It's good stuff. It's the one design that I kind of like that I couldn't get any price on, actually. It seems to be a problem with all of these places that build this kind of stuff, is they don't just want to give you a price. They want you to call them. They want you to email them and get a quote. Blah 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 blah. Look, I just want you to tell me how absolutely insane and impossible it is. Just give me a basic price. That's all I want. All right. All right. Anyway, please do enjoy that. I had Kurt look at it on a stream, and his reactions to it were very good, very similar to my own. It's really good stuff. I think I'm gonna sleep off this night here. I think I'll sleep off this night in a moment. I like the way this looks. I'm happy with that little redesign I did at the end of yesterday. That looks pretty cool. Gives it a little bit of a character, and that is actually a feature that is norm on mobile homes. The front and back are very plain slab, but the ends typically have a little bit of something. Okay, slept off the night. Let's go ahead and recreate this over there. So I need some stairs, which I have some, but not many. So let's go ahead and make a good amount of stairs. More than that. Yeah, more than that. What a weird way to craft. I really need to get some chests in the organization going. Okay, so it's closed in, and then solid blocks in the middle. That should be easy to recreate. So, how about some heavier topics? Well, one heavy topic in general. So, as you know, or as you might know, I have recently, as recently as this year, been working with trying to do fundraising for a charity known as Anxiety Gaming. That is something that is very important to me, and I wish I knew of Anxiety Gaming many years ago, because I would have loved to have been trying to help them, or even in the past had known about them, like as like a organization of helpers years ago. But I was steered in that direction by one Calamity Jamie, who is a friend of myself and Kurt, has been working with charity stuff for many years. You know, it's just a topic that's very important to me, and they're very helpful. Well, the actual topic that I want to talk about isn't necessarily related to that, but that'll be a tie-in for later. So I'm gonna like completely record scratch this topic now. Music. This is how cohesive these thoughts are. Music is extremely important to me. I listen to music probably on average 8 hours a day. I would say that's a good average. that's a realistic number. Some days it might be 4. Some days I might have music on, at least in the background, for the entirety of the day. Dump some stuff up here. And one of the things that I really look for in music, it's like the reason that I typically have it on, or you know, choose to search out music, is it really makes my brain kind of tick around a little bit and actually think about stuff, and it's almost like I use it as a thought exercise. As a person that primarily, you know, I'm very much so a person that's I hesitate to use the word introverted, but it's real close. I guess I'm just a little bit closed off, I would say. As a person who's a little bit closed off and I tend to stay to myself quite often. I've found, especially since I've, you know, exited the retail, you know, work life, you know, it's easy to just get really wrapped up in your own head and lose the perspective of what other people might be thinking, or even you're just getting the perspective of what other people might be thinking from the media and stuff like that, and that's not healthy. That's not a good thing. So if you can find things that are mental exercises, I guess you could say, or just get you thinking about the world from another person's perspective, or just, you know, just get you thinking about stuff in general, it's a really positive thing. I'm overall very happy with the outside of this now. I just got to figure out where to put the windows and where the rooms and stuff are going to be. But it's looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Well, there is actually About a year ago, maybe over a year ago now, I guess it is, I did a Cone on the Road where I spoke a lot about Chris Cornell. He had recently passed, and that was something that really made a big impact on me because Chris's music had made a very big impact on me. You know, his music always was very much so of the thought exercise variety, and he was so good at making a song have a message while still making it a song that was, you know, easy or good to listen to or just, you know, catchy, if you will, I guess. Oh, hold on, 1 second. Package at the door, package at the door. um, what was I saying? I feel like it was a very important topic, and I've cut it off, or UPS has cut it off. If you don't know, and I'm sure most people do, Chris Cornell was leader of Soundgarden and Audioslave, solo singer. He's a person that I actually did a lot of research on in college. I wrote some papers about him and his psychological, I don't want to say troubles, but struggles through growing up, fought depression his entire life, and I mean, from a very young age, and expressed a lot of those feelings through his music. And if you listen to any of his music, or any of, you know, Soundgarden's music, Audioslave's music, you can hear all of those feelings through the music, and it was always very much so apparent. It always kind of surprised me that a lot of his music and their music was so popular, and yet I don't ever think I ever heard anybody really talk about how meaningful the music actually was, or what he was saying, or maybe it's just too dark and the taboo is too strong and nobody wants to talk about that kind of stuff. I guess that's probably a large part of what it is. But then, just recently, I was cued into the new Mike Shinoda album. I'm hoping I'm saying his name correctly. He was the secondary singer slash keyboardist, or I guess kind of like the co-founder of Linkin Park. Full disclosure, I was, especially as a kid, very much so not a fan of Linkin Park. I did not like the music. I was the rap kind of influences in the music was a huge turnoff to me, which is kind of a shame, but, you know, you can't change who you were or what you liked. Later in my life, I certainly started to appreciate their music more, and Mike Shinoda is most notably, you know, the rapper side of Linkin Park. So when somebody linked to me, I believe it was Tactical, in a stream, one of his songs, it was really surprising to me because I did actually quite enjoy it, and it clued me in to give a listen to that album. And it's extremely poignant. It's an amazing piece of work. I don't think anybody has ever, that I've ever heard, used, I mean, such a point of grieving. Obviously, Chester Bennington, the lead singer of Linkin Park, took his own life last year. I believe it was last year. And I can't believe how impressively Mike was able to take those feelings, make them into an album that just takes you through such a journey of what that experience is like. And even though it wasn't, he wasn't really on my radar as somebody that I would think I would like his music, I don't think I've ever heard somebody be so gifted at being able to put his emotions into songs that are still just like unbelievably radio-friendly, catchy songs. And I'm really curious, as you know, that his album's gaining traction and whatnot. I'm really curious to see how many people actually, you know, feel the same way about the songs and the way that he portrayed the stuff. And yeah, I have a lot of thoughts regarding the way he's done that and the way that the album plays. And this is really not an album review. I have no standing to tell you whether this is a good musically, significant album or not, but it's certainly been very significant to me. I personally, I guess, really, and probably one of the things that many people don't realize is that when I first started actually doing video, I'm coming from a place that's not significantly different from that. Unfortunately, through my life, I've had many close encounters with people near me, unfortunately taking their lives, including in high school, one of my closer friends that ended up taking his life, and that was a very hard time and very hard thing to get through, especially thanks to the area that I grew up in. I don't think people, especially in the extremely religious-based community that tends to be around the area I was in, they just don't handle it at all. They ignore it and things like that, and they just shoo it under the covers and pretend that stuff doesn't happen and isn't to be talked about. It had certainly a very big impact on me. I think things when you're a teenager probably affect you a lot differently than they do when you're an adult, for better or for worse. I honestly think in many ways I was better at dealing with things then than I am today. Maybe it's just, as things mount and things, ever increasingly stack on you, it changes your perception of things, and just the more you learn. And then just in that era where I started doing a YouTube video, I had another incident that was close to me that was very similar. And really the whole doing video and making content was kind of me trying to find a way to break out of my shell again a little bit. There was a lot of very, very difficult things going on at the time, and I'm not very good at expressing myself. Like, when things like that happen, I was never the person to run to like family and tell them or let them, try to help me, because that's just who I am. I'm very closed in, I very much so I don't feel comfortable being able to express myself very well in words, and that was a huge thing, is I never really felt like I was able to express my feelings after those events. And I feel like this album that he's just done here expressed a lot of the feelings that I felt then better than I was ever able to. And it feels like he spoke the words I always wanted to speak. And it was very, very meaningful to me. And I'm very, very sorry that this is such a weird format for this. This is I'm building a roof in Minecraft on a mobile home, talking about very serious topics, but that's kind of the way this series will go. This is something that it's been building in my mind for a week, and it's finally taken, the week to go by for it to finally glue together in my brain, and I realize now how impactful that it all is to me. And hopefully through me sharing how impactful that was to me, and how how maybe there's a little bit of background in there too that was missing before, then maybe you'll have a better understanding of what makes the Cone Dodger brain tick. And that's one of the biggest things I think that has always kept me very motivated to keep doing this, to keep this format, to keep making video and creating content as a general. Is it's my way of trying to express to the world, or just kind of show the world the way that I see the world, and I've never found a better way to do it better. Wow. As you can tell, I'm not so good with the words. I'm not a very stoic person, but my words have meaning. The individual words don't have a lot of meaning because I'm a grammatic disaster, but the meaning behind the words is very meaningful. And I suppose that kind of wraps us back around to the anxiety gaming thing, and why that's a charity that I certainly want to keep helping moving forward, because I do believe that's a whole other outlet for people that might be in similar situations to me, that maybe were just never comfortable approaching people about the things going on in their lives, or traumatic events. The album is called Post-Traumatic. It's very poignant right there. That's pretty much a summary of it. I just know that there's got to be a lot more people out there that are as bad as I am at that kind of stuff. And if I can help them help others, then that's the way that I can help to impact the world. And that's something that I would really like to do. It's very important to me. Well, here we go. What a way to cap off the week, the first week on the Mindcrack server. Still, I think this is going to be something very great. I guess I didn't realize how much I missed this kind of format of video, because so much of what I do anymore is, I don't want to say serious, but it's very on topic. Like F1 is F1, and when we're doing like Wreckfest or Spin Tires, it's the group dynamic, and most of the stuff I do, it's just very topical. Versus this, I just get to be a little bit more rambly, which of course is what Cone on the Road had turned into. Cone on the Road I'll probably keep around because I do like those, but I'll probably keep that a little bit more car-centric, more like a car podcast, car-themed podcast kind of deal, more than it is the musings of the Cone Dodger brain. I'm liking our project here so far. By the way, if I haven't lost you all, by the way, the farm is no longer going over this. The farm will stop at elevation, like at the terrain height, so we won't actually have the farm going over top of us here. It's just going to be ending here. So, I mean, that means that I'll just go back to the other idea, which was connecting back into where their farm is and doing like a road between the two and that kind of stuff. That's all good. That's all fine. I'm very much so good at just kind of building on the fly and morphing my ideas around what's going on around us. I don't know that there will be a lot going on around us, but you never know. You never know. Maybe somebody else will get inspired. But that'll do it for this week. Thank you all for your support. You're very, very warm welcome. Have a good weekend, and I will see you on Monday.